morning, everyone. It's Shelly. So today I am going to talk about, in order to be better, you have to be better, which it just sounds redundant, but it's just the truth. It's not about trying to be better. It's not about fixing anything. It's not about, dealing with the past and digging it up, which sometimes can help. But it's about being better. You have to choose to be better every day. And that starts out with your morning. So what do you do first thing in the morning? And a lot of people are like, oh, don't grab your phone first thing in the morning. I always grab my phone first thing in the morning for a couple of reasons. One, I want to see what time it is. I always grab my phone. I don't have a clock on my nightstand anymore. We're past that. My husband does, but won't say anything. I grab my phone. I see what time it is. I let the puppy out of the crate. I go downstairs. I feed the puppy. He's not a puppy. He's a year and a half old. He's over a year and a half old, but he's always going to be my puppy because he's little and I got him when he's a puppy. Anyways, feed the puppy. I make the coffee. I sit down and I look at my news feed, not my Facebook news feed, but my actual phone news feed, because I have several platforms that I sell on. So I'm seeing what I've sold. I'm seeing if anybody has any questions. I'm seeing if anybody put any offers in for any of the items I have for sale. And I don't have a news feed on my phone. I don't watch the news. I don't turn on the television. Sometimes I do yoga and listen to something inspirational. Sometimes I read and I have my coffee, and I usually do that until about 5:20, and then I bring Scott his coffee. And then I come up here in my office and get online and start working on different projects or sharing some of my listings or whatever it is. That's how I start my day. I don't start my day with the news. I don't start my day pissed off. I don't start my day irritated that I have to do anything I don't want to do. I start my day excited about what is to come. I just think it's important to start your day in the best way possible. If you are getting up and you're just frustrated, like yesterday morning, I woke up with a headache at 2:50. So I usually wake up between 4 and 5. I woke up at 2:50, which is almost 3 o'clock, which is about an hour or so earlier than I usually wake up. I could have turned that into my whole day. I could have turned that into, oh my God, I didn't get enough sleep. I woke up at 2:50. Did I mention it? Yeah, but I have insomnia. I don't know what's going on here. I think it comes with my age, with hormones. I've had insomnia throughout my 40s. I'm 49 now. And it just is what it is. I used to get super frustrated. I would, get upset. I would, get up and storm downstairs and watch TV and just be upset because I wasn't getting enough sleep. I'm just like, what am I doing? It is what it is. I was an avid reader for a while. I've kind of on fiction, and I've kind of backed off from that. So that's kind of how I got out of it. I was just like, well, this is a good time to read. I can't sleep, so I'll just read the book that I'm reading. And I would just read for an hour or two, and then it'd be time for me to normally get up, and I would get up. So, you can take any contrast and flip it into something better. And some people would say, oh, no, you can't, Shelly, because, my mom just died, or I just got in a car wreck this week, or my dog just died, or whatever it is. It's like, there's always going to be death. There's always going to be contrast. It's what you do with that. And of course, we all have our knee-jerk reaction. Okay, I just put my dog down 2 weeks ago. It sucked. I did not enjoy it. But the way it all came together was better than expected. we got to say goodbye to her. My son got to go in with her. Right now, they're not letting people into the exam rooms, but when they do the euthanasias, they're letting one person go in. I'm a big wuss. I have a really hard time with that. And my son wanted to go in, so he's 18. It's not like I sent a 10-year-old in. And, you know, and it was upsetting, but it went better than expected. We got to sit with her while she, you know, passed out on morphine, and she was feeling nothing, and it was good. So I could take that and just run with it and just be like, you know, this whole month is going to suck because I put my dog down and I can't function. It's like, I know where she's at. I know where her soul's at. I knew it was time for her to go. I know that dogs don't live forever. I get all of that. Does it still suck? Yeah, I still miss her. I just like put one of her favorite blankets in Oscar's crate the other night and I just started bawling, you know, and that's okay. But I'm not turning that into my whole existence right now. And there's people that do that. They take a little bit of drama in their life and they just magnify it, and that's what their whole life is about. And we all know those people. Maybe if you're looking at yourself, maybe you're realizing you are one of those people. And what can you do to change that? You can start looking at the positives. Like 2020, like I have had so many blessings this year. So many. Who is watching me? Sorry, I gotta put my glasses on. Dejana? I'm probably totally wrecking your name. Sorry about that. But I have had so many blessings. So it started out in March, and they started talking about, we're going to shut down the schools. Like they started kind of like, oh my gosh, we need to be careful. There's this new virus. We need to be careful. And about a month or so before that, my son, who was a senior in high school, was really struggling with staying in school. He had struggled from like 6th or 7th grade on. He was really struggling with school. And it wasn't so much like, it wasn't bullying, although he had a little bit of that. It was more about, he hated the disrespect that he got. He hated when other kids disrespected teachers that he liked. He hated, you know, doing work that wasn't necessary when he knew the material, just like typical public school stuff. And I had taken him out of school in 8th grade and homeschooled him, but I wasn't very good at it. He was doing it through the school district. And I thought he was on track because he was going to school once a week, and they obviously weren't doing their job. I wasn't doing my job, and he kind of flunked out of 8th grade, but they went ahead and just pushed him into high school. And in high school, he was doing really well. In fact, so well that they put him in a bunch of AP classes, which are advanced placement. They're like college credit classes. And then he wasn't doing so good because there was so much homework involved in that. And then his senior year, he didn't take any of those AP classes, and he was doing pretty good, but then he was just starting to struggle with just the fact that it was just a couple more months and he just wanted to fast forward it. And he, you know, and at that point, because I had told him through high school, if you want to just quit and get your GED and move on with your life, I'm okay with that. I'm not married to a high school diploma or, you know, college. You know, I knew he probably wasn't going to go to college because he's an artist and he's just more on those, you know, lines. You know, he's talking about tattoo school and being an artist and working with animals and all that stuff. So, but it was like months away. Here we are in February. In June, he's going to graduate. And I was like, no, you are finishing high school. Like, I'm not giving you choices at this point. So then in March, they shut the schools down and he was doing homeschool. That was a blessing for him. That was a total blessing. He got to graduate from high school at home. That was what he wanted to do. So that was a blessing. Although our daughter didn't think it was a blessing at the time because she was working at the school district and she just loved the kids. She's going to be a teacher and she is going to college. She got more time to do college and kind of fast track her college because she's doing online college. So they shut the school districts down, and she got to do that. Hi, Clarissa. And then, you know, in May, at the end of May, I got my Camaro. I've been wanting my Camaro for years, and it worked out. I got my Camaro. My business has grown exponentially because I sell used clothes. People weren't shopping in stores because most of them were closed, so they were shopping online. So my business took off. It like doubled almost immediately. It's just been great. I've found new platforms to sell on. I've made new choices. My husband's worked through this whole thing. It's just been a blessing. And I get a lot of flack for saying that because people are like, oh, well, Shelly, people are dying and people are struggling with their jobs. And people, you know, some kids were totally into school and they didn't get to go to school and it was detrimental for them. I know all that's going on. But me being sad and depressed and struggling because other people are going through that is not going to help anyone. I'm not willing to be like, oh, okay, so I should just be more upset about how life is right now instead of being happy and making do and adapting and seeing all the blessings that are happening. That's what doing better is. That's what it's about. If you're just blaming all of your failures and mishaps on 2020 because of this whole, you know, shutting down and everything, then that really is on you. And if you have lost people, I'm so sorry. I've lost people. I've lost lots of people in my life. I'm not focusing on that. I'm not focusing on that. And I know when there is a death, it in the future you see all the reasons for it, and I'm not downplaying anyone's sympathy or sadness. Of course, it's not okay when people die. It's scary, it's sad, it's tragic. I get it. Okay, I have dealt with death. I know what death is. I started when I was really young with death. I get it. But I also know there are millions, if not billions, I don't know how many people are on the planet. There's a whole bunch of us that are walking around alive, and you can either choose to live and choose to be happy and choose to do better. To do better, you have to do better and live this happy life and enjoy the heck out of it, because we're all going to die. We're all dying. We're all in the process of aging and dying. So wouldn't it be more fun to make lots of money and drive cool cars and be happy with our jobs and be happy with the people we hang out with? Like, why not? We're here for this experience. It's all about the experiences. So even the ones that seem like contrast, find the blessings in those. 2020 has been one of my best years, and I'm not going to apologize for that. I am not going to apologize for being blessed, because I've created that. I have made the choices to see the blessings, to create a better life, to manifest things, to adapt to a new way. You know, were there times when I was like, this is screwed up? When this all first started, I would wake up in the morning and I would think, was that a dream? Like, or are we really doing this in this world? And it was scary. It was like, what's happening? Like, what's going on? And then as time went on, I was just like, oh, here's all the blessings that's coming with this. And it is a new way of being, and it's a new way of thinking, and it's a new shift. And you can either shift into complaining and making excuses, or you could shift into blessings and seeing all the good that this is doing. All the people that have been brought together, even on social media, all the helpers that are out there that are helping other people. Like, that's what I like to focus on. So in order to do better in life, you have to be better in life. You have to make those choices. You have to start those days better. How are you starting your day? Are you turning on the news and just instantly getting frustrated and triggered and pissed off at the world and how screwed up it is and how people suck and nothing's ever going to get better, and this election, everything's just going to get worse after the election. Yeah, you can do that. You can totally do that. And there's so much evidence out there to do that. And when you put that energy out, you're going to see even more of it, you know? Like, if that's how you want to live your life, go for it. That's on you. But there's a better way. You can start your day out listening to Abraham Hicks, or listening to Jake Ducey, or listening to Joe Dispenza, or listening to Tony Robbins. There are bazillions, and I don't know if that's a real number, but there are bazillions of videos out there that are positive, that teach you how to use the law of attraction to your advantage. This is one of them. There are so many. If you're watching this and you're like, oh, none of what you're saying makes any sense, go find other ones. I love listening to Abraham Hicks, and Esther Hicks channels him. If you're not into channeling, go listen to Tony Robbins. If Joe Rogan is a motivational speaker guy that is more just like, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. That's what he reminds me of. He's just like, you know, if you'd like cussing and hardcore, go listen to him, because he's just like, don't make excuses. Get your you-know-what together and make your life what you want it to be. Hi, Teresa. So, in order to be better, you have to be better. You have to make those choices. And starting out with your mornings, do something different this morning. Do something different tomorrow morning. And it doesn't have to be something huge. You don't have to, like, you know, meditate for an hour. You know, just go sit down with your coffee for 5 minutes and listen to a quick 5-minute video, or pick up that book that you wanted to read. Even if it's a fiction book, it doesn't have to be some self-help guru book. Go do something that makes you feel better in the morning. Start your day off better. When you start your day off better, it makes for a whole better day, because you've started out on a good feeling. You know, your feelings are what, you know, it's like your thermostat or your GPS. Your feelings are what are important to feel better, to do things to feel better. If you don't like your job, apply for a couple more, you know, better jobs today. If you don't like your body, eat some better food today. That doesn't mean that you have to eat vegetables and suffer all day. That means you, instead of ordering the burger, you can get a yummy chicken salad or something. Like, just make those little changes. When you start making those little changes, you will see things get better. You know, be a nicer person, make someone's day, compliment someone, put it out there, put positivity out there, and watch as it comes back to you. So that's what I have to say today. That's how I'm going to end my video. You guys all have a great day. If you're on YouTube, please hit the thumbs up. I appreciate it. Please subscribe to my channel. I do videos pretty much daily. Every once in a while I skip some days, but yeah. Have a great day. Bye. Oh, no, I'm not. There we go. And